So what we want to work on today is writing rules for linear equations, okay, or writing equations that would give us a straight line when we graph them. So we got to do a little review first. First we got to make sure we know how to find slope when we are given 2 points. So they gave us these 2 points, 3, -2, and -5, 1. Those are our 2 points. And if you recall, to find slope when you're given 2 points, you can use this formula, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. We know that some people might write it as y sub 1 minus y sub 2 over x sub 1 minus x sub 2. They're going to give us the same answer. It doesn't matter. So this is my x value. I'm going to call it x sub 1 because it's my x value from the first point. This is my y value from the first point. This is my x value from the second point. This is my y value from the second point. So again, doesn't matter which of these formulas you use. I'm going to use this one right here. So y sub 2 for me is 1 minus -2. X sub 2 is -5. Subtract +3. Well, I know this is going to give me 3, and this is going to give me -8. So the slope would be -3/8. So it's important that we remember how to find slope. We'll need slope when we write our equations, and we're going to write them in slope-intercept form. So, for example, this is something we practiced previously, so a little quick review for us. If we plotted these points, 2, 3, well, 2, 3 would be here, and 3, 6 would be here, and 4, 9 would be here, and 5, 12 would be here. And I know that if I have a pattern like I do here, go down 3, left 1, 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 and continue that, I get a nice, neat line to represent our linear equation. Okay? And what we've practiced previously is taking that line and writing an equation in slope-intercept form. Recall that the coefficient of x, the number attached to x, is your slope. The constant, the number out here all alone, is your y-intercept. Well, I know in this picture my y-intercept is down here, 1, 2, 3 below the x-axis. So my y-intercept is -3. And I know my slope is to rise 3 and run +1. So the slope is 3 over 1, or plane 3. So I could write this as y equals 3x plus -3. Or maybe I write it as y equals 3x minus 3. It means the same thing. Okay? So again, more review. That's stuff we've already done. What we want to do now is be able to do this same problem. What you see here, it's the exact same problem, but we don't want to take the time to graph it. Again, we still need to finish with something like this. This is our slope. This is our y-intercept. We still need to be able to fill in slope-intercept form, but we don't want to spend the time graphing it. So the first thing I like to do is find the slope. And to find the slope, I'm going to pick any 2 points. I'm choosing these 2 points. So I've got 3, 6, and I've got 4, 9. And just like we did back here, I need to find the slope from 2 points. So I've got my 2 points here. I'm going to find the slope. Again, I'm going to call this my x1 and y1. I'm going to call this my x2 and my y2. And I'm going to do 9 minus 6 and 4 minus 3. 9 minus 6 is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. 3 over 1 is 3. I already figured out my slope. My slope is 3. Now to figure out the y-intercept, when you don't have a graph, it takes a little time, a little thinking. You got to do a little math. To do this, what you're going to do is substitution. So far in this equation, so far we have this. Y equals 3x plus something. We don't know what the y-intercept is. I've got an empty box there that I need to be able to fill in. To fill in that empty box, I'm going to do substitution. Substitution, remember, is when you pick a point, and you can pick any point. I'm going to pick this one right here, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2 is my x value, 3 is my y value. I'm going to substitute those numbers in this equation right here. So, my y value from this point that I just picked right here, my y value is 3, equals 3 times x. My x value right here, this x value was 2. So, I need a 2 for that x value, plus whatever goes in this blank. Well, 3 equals 3 times 2 is 6, plus whatever I put in that blank. Let's see, 6 plus negative 3 gets me to 3. So my y-intercept is negative 3. So I've got my equation. Y equals 3x plus negative 3. That is the exact same answer that we got when we had a graph. We got the exact same answer both ways. So the graph is great when you have a graph, but when you don't have a graph, you probably need to do some work. You need to first find your slope, then do substitution to find your y-intercept. Another option you would have is grab some graph paper, graph all the points, and go through it the way we had done it previously. Here are 3 problems for you to try. I would pause the video, try one, then turn the video back on and see how you did on the first one. Then pause the video and try the second, and so on and so on. So now's the time to pause the video and try for sure the first one, and then stop back in and see if you got what I got. Alright, hopefully you've tried these. So let's see, I'm going to pick these 2 points. 1, 2, and 2, 4. And again, this is x1, y1, x2, and y2. And I'm going to do 4 minus 2 over 2 minus 1, 2 over 1. Hey, 2 is my slope. Y equals 2x plus whatever goes in this box. So let's see, this time I'm going to pick this point to substitute. And it's okay to pick a point that you've already used. So I'm going to substitute this. I've got y equals 2x plus blank. I'm going to substitute. This number right here is an x number, so this changes into a 2. This is a y number, this changes into a 4. Let's see, 2 times 2, that is 4. So my y-intercept is 0. I just answered my question. The equation for this problem is y equals 2x, or y equals 2x plus 0. If you haven't tried letter B, pause the video, try it, and then come back. Alright, so now that you've tried it, let's see, pick 2 points. I'm going to pick this point and this point. So I've got 310, and I've got 413. I'm going to call this my x1 and y1, x2 and y2. And I'm going to do 13 minus 10, 4 minus 3, 3 over 1. My slope is 3x plus. Now my y-intercept is whatever goes in that box. To figure that out, I need to pick a point. This time I'm going to pick 2, 7 and substitute that. 2 right here, that's my x number. So y equals 3x plus whatever's in that blank. I just figured out my x number is 2 by looking right here. This is a 2. My x number is 2. My y number right here is 7 plus whatever goes in that blank. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 1. My y-intercept is 1. I just solved that problem. Y equals 3x plus 1. If you haven't tried letter C, now's the time to try it, and then stop back and check in. I'm going to choose these 2 points, 3, 5, and 6, 7. Let's see, this is going to be my x1, y1, x2 and y2. And let's see, to find my slope, I'm going to have to do 7 minus 5 on top, 6 minus 3 on the bottom, 2 over 3. My slope is 2/3. Y equals 2/3 x plus whatever goes in this blank. That blank is my y-intercept. So let's see, I've got y equals 2/3 x plus my y-intercept. I need to substitute a point. I'm going to pick this point. I know it's one I've already used, but I can use it again. 6 is going to be my x, 7 is going to be my y. So 7 equals 2/3 times, my x is 6, or 6 over 1, plus something. So I got to figure out what that something is. Well, first I'm going to do 2/3 times 6 over 1. 2/3 times 6 over 1. That's 12 over 3, which is 4. So here's what I've got. 7 equals, this piece turned into 4 plus whatever's in that blank. Oh, 3 goes in that blank. I just solved the problem. Y equals 2/3 x plus 3. That is my equation in slope-intercept form. So again, to write a rule or to write an equation in slope-intercept form, when all you have is a chart or an XY chart, you have to either make a graph, get out graph paper and graph all the points and find the slope and the y-intercept from the graph, or you do some math here. Okay? And remember, you have to find the slope first, and then you substitute to find the y-intercept. Good luck with this stuff today.